In 2018, I did something that I've never done before, a push-up. My arms were weak, my hands were weak, and this was the hardest thing I've probably ever done to that date. With my body trembling and my arm shaking, I accomplished 5 push-ups that day. Now, if you work out regularly, you would understand that 5 push-ups really ain't nothing. And it didn't do anything significant to my body. The next day I stayed the same. The next couple weeks I stayed the same until I actually got disciplined and started to do it regularly. 5 push-ups turned into 10, 10 push-ups turned into 25, and eventually 600, 1,000, etc. It wasn't the push-ups I did that day that made it significant. It was a simple choice that I had to make. Regret or discipline. Now, growing up as a skinny kid, was gifted at basketball and other sports, but eventually, along the way, I let myself go. Starting to see a beer belly, I realized that I will stay the same unless my mindset changes. Nothing is going to change unless you change first. The world is external, but our inner reality creates it. It shaped it. What will shape your body is your inner mindset, your inner creation. Every religion talks about this, that struggle is a pinnacle of life, that struggle is unavoidable. See, within this modern day, we lean on our pleasures. The good food, the scrolling, all of these things are pleasure triggers that we lean on, that we think in our mind that if I do this, I'm avoiding the discomfort of discipline. But I think we have to update our thinking. Because if you look recently, we have been on more opiates than we ever have before. We are more depressed than we ever have before. So what is the difference between our generation and the later generations? If we have it easier, then why does it feel harder? That is because there is no pleasure. The pleasure comes from discomfort. If we avoid discomfort, if we avoid the discipline, then all we are left with is regret. See, the decision I made so long ago that still benefits me now is the decision of regret or discipline. Every time you lean into pleasure, every time you avoid the discipline, just understand that that has a cost. If I didn't do those weak, bad form, terrible, barely going to the ground push-ups that day, then I wouldn't have the physique that I have now. And every day we have these little things, these things that seem inconsequential, but that have a huge cost later on. When we avoid the work, when we avoid the workout, when we avoid this and this and this, thinking that we are leaning more towards comfort, we don't understand that our own comfort can be our own jail. You see, what lies within discipline is freedom. Take older people who have never exercised in their entire lives. Their body becomes their jail cell. They cannot do things that they normally do. Some people can't walk. Some people can't jog. Some people, they are limited to what they do because they didn't put in the work at the beginning. I have a theory that everybody kind of struggles the same. Some people take the struggle on the front end, and some people take the struggle on the back end. Some people don't want to struggle. Some people lean into pleasure for their teens, their 20s, their 30s, their 40s, and then their 50s, 60s, 70s. That's when they face the struggle. That's when they have to work the 9 to 5 for the rest of their lives. That's when they have to be chained to their body and they can't even move how they used to move. Versus you see another guy, 70 years old, running marathons. They both struggled. These two human beings both struggled, but one took the struggle on the front end and another took the struggle on the back end. And it's these small things. The 70-year-old marathon runner one day said, you know what, I'm going to put on my shoes and I'm going to go outside and run. The 70-year-old in the wheelchair was like, you know what, I'm just going to sit down. I'm just going to lazy around. I'm not going to do anything. And now they both have paid for their sins. Understand that this is subtle. Understand that the one workout, the two workout, the one video, the two videos, the one study session, the two study sessions, the three study sessions, these aren't going to be that big. They're not going to feel like they matter that much in the moment. And you're going to have thoughts of, maybe this is pointless. Maybe I should just go back to comfort. But as your discipline, as those actions add up and produce momentum, it's the same thing with your comfort actions. Those comfort actions produce momentum. And one is going to give you freedom, and one is going to take it away. That's it for today.